Oh, hey, hello. Welcome to the show. How you guys doing? Everything cool? Nice. Check out the casa. Look at the camera. Look at the lights. I think we fixed it. Dude, I was like an Oompa Loompa red. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today's show is our woman show. I was actually trying to get a woman to fill my place, but we just didn't work out. So you're gonna have to hang out with me while we hang out with the women. I'll be running the board. They'll be doing most of the talking, like always. Just joking. And we're going to have a good time. Look, I got stuck. So here's what we're going to do. Let me bring in this amazing person. Here we go. Okay. So listen, I want to introduce today's guest. Well, according to her bio, she ran 6 marathons in one day. She climbed Mount Everest without oxygen, and a plane was about to go down because the crew became incapacitated, and she took over the controls and she landed the plane. No, I'm just joking. That must be the wrong one. No. But she is an amazing person. She's actually really connected with this thing called the Millionaire Mindset. She's an author. She's just an inspirational speaker. She's a mentor. She's a mommy. She's a wife. She's a faith-based, amazing person. How is that? How is that?
That sounds like me.
Wait a minute. So wait, I must have got the notes wrong. You never landed a 747 because
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. All right, and the Everest thing, you never went up there without oxygen?
No.
All right,
Not
cool.
yet, anyhow.
All right, tell everybody who you are, just quickly, because I'm going to bring everybody else in. But who did I bring on the show today?
Hi, my name is Mary Ellen Hastings, and usually in this crowd, I'm Greg's mom.
You are Greg. Yeah.
A lot of people call me Mrs. Hastings, but I really want everybody to call me Mary Ellen. I'm just one of the girls.
Nice, very good. Okay, Mary Ellen, so here's basically what we're going to do. I've done a bazillion shows. We've done all different topics, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Actually, I want to, like we did on the Ref Show. On the Ref Show, these guys are the backbone of our community. They make these games run, but no one ever talks about them. And the women, you guys are like, I think 1 or 2% of our whole basically gaming or the whole community. And a lot of women are actually paintball park owners, store owners and stuff. People don't know that you guys actually run a lot of our businesses. So, so my hat kind of off to you. And we're going to bring in some people. What we're going to do is you're going to give us a bio about yourself, talk about your credentials, what you do and everything. And then I'm going to open it up to the women. And if they've got questions or if you want to start a lively conversation, I'm in. Ladies, I can only have five of you, four of you guys on a time. The rest of you guys are going to be in the backstage green room. If you want to, I want to rotate people. So basically what I'm going to do is if a lady says, hey, put me down, I'll go back here and then we'll bring somebody else in. If there's more people basically trying to get in, I'm going to let you go. And then you guys can always click on the link and get back in. So we're just going to constantly kind of keep it rotating. Don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with your hairstyle. If I don't like you, I'm just joking. It's nothing. It's just I got to keep the show going. All right, cool. So let me bring in some amazing cast right now. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Marie. Did we catch you? We catch you drinking? Your microphone's not on, Marie. Your microphone's not on. Oh, nice.
Thanks. Technology. Oh my God.
Welcome back next year for you. Okay, cool. So, okay. So for the ladies on the panel right now, we're going to introduce each one, and then we'll come back to Mary. So next to you, on your left is who? Trouble.
Hi, my name is Michelle McGonigal. They all call me Trouble. It is so very, very nice to meet you.
Nice. down in the corner that way, Marie.
Yeah, Marie from Commando Action Center. I own Commando Paintball with my husband. Greg has been to our place a few times, I think.
Nice.
So thanks for being here, by the way.
Oh.
Nice. Okay, and that's all the time we have. So I'll see you guys later. And I'm just there's my my Vietnamese sister from another mother. Where is she? Right there. Hey, Lynn. Tell everybody who you are. Tell everybody who you are.
Oh, my name is Lynn Trong, and what was the other questions, or is it?
Well, I mean, I know you're on the front lines because of the position you're in, and I want to thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, being a nurse is, but actually, I tell everyone on the field I'm a janitor, so they don't ask for medical advice.
All right.
But, hi, Mary. I can see where he gets his good looks from.
Oh, flatterer. And right below me is Canada, eh? Again.
Yes. Hi, I'm Donna Langman from Wasaga Paintball. My husband and I run our field. We've done that together for 28 years. And I am a wife and mother too, and business owner.
Nice. Okay, so ladies, here's the deal. I want to... There's no topic. It's whatever you guys want to talk about. This is just your show. You guys can do whatever you want. I wish I wasn't here. I wish that some other woman was, but we tried it and didn't work out. So I guess I could put a wig on, but that's not going to work. So anyway, this is your show. I'll be just basically running in the background, bringing people in, all that kind of stuff. But as far as questions, this is yours. Just take over, you guys. Just be like my wife and just take over. Just
Okay, well, I have a question of you, David. So I couldn't hear Trouble, which I think is Callista, but I'm not sure. And so should I log out and log back in?
No, I'm not Callista.
Not Callista. That's not Callista. But
oh, I couldn't hear her name because I can't hear anything.
Her name is Trouble. Can you hear her? If you can't, you can actually log out and log back in, and maybe you can do that. Can everybody else hear everybody else?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is her name in the corner?
My name is Michelle McGonigal.
What is Trouble's name?
The same one, Michelle. Wait. You can wait. Can you hear like Mary and Lynn and can you hear Marie?
I can hear everyone. I just can't hear Trouble.
Should I hold up flashcards? I could do flashcards.
Exactly.
I've been homeschooling. I got flashcards.
She's a puppet.
Okay.
I can only see her mouth move.
Okay, so why don't we do this?
So log out and then log back in?
Yeah, log out, log back in.
Okay, I'll leave you. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Michelle. Okay,
Nice.
I'll be back.
Oh my God.
All right, okay. So we'll have her back in a second.
I wasn't kidding. I'm doing sight words over here with my kids. Like
nice. We'll have Nia in temporary. Nia, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Tell everybody who you are.
I am Nia Lewis. I am the other half of the Joker. If you know Tom Lindquist, also known as Joker, I am his other half. We have a 3-year-old son. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I do side business from home.
Good. You know what? Then you're going to enjoy this show because this lady here has a millionaire mindset. So we're going to do that. Okay. So, Mary Ellen?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
All right. Okay. I am so excited. I didn't know I had so many entrepreneurs here today. Yay. I think it's awesome. Okay. So let me tell you where my entrepreneurship started. I was a young mom. I would say, I'll say Greg was about 10 or 11 and Glenn was a year older. And we had everything. We had a great marriage and cute little house and a wonderful family. But we didn't have any cash. I mean, we were paying the bills, but there was, the budget was extremely tight. So I remember going to a ladies' event in the basement of a church, and it was given by a nun. And she talked about we have the capacity to grow and become far beyond what we think we can. And I was really taken by that. I had never heard it before. So she said, if we pray and ask God to guide us, that he will. And I was like, okay, I could do that. So I left there, and all I felt was, gee, I wonder what God has in store for me. And I did pray about our finances. God knew everything about us, including, how tight the budget was. So along came an opportunity for me to join a direct selling company, which was amazing because my values were really tight. I already knew God was first, family was second, and business was going to be third if there was such a thing for me. And so the business was great because I got to be a stay-at-home mom, and I got to go to everything for the kids that I could fit in, and I took it very seriously. So that was my humble beginning, and because I took it seriously and I loved it, I went to the top, and I created a multi-million-dollar team in my first company. And then the second company. After I was there about 8 years, something happened. I didn't like something that the company did. It went against my values, and I'm like, no, I'm a values person. I can't stay here. So I went to a different company, built another multi-million-dollar team. So that's my background. And a few years ago, I left direct selling. I went down to part-time, but I left it, and I was praying, and God said to me, your life has not been in vain. You have learned a lot, and you have a lot to teach women. And I was like, okay, I'm scared, but I'll do it. Just guide me. So here I am trying to help everybody that I can help. I have no daughters. So
Nice.
You guys are just the answer to my prayer.
Nice. Let me do this. Mary Ellen, can you answer some questions for me?
Absolutely.
Did you marry Buddy Holly?
Ah!
What the hell is that?
Yeah, it looks like it. And people used to say that. People used to say that to Bob. Yeah.
So
You're
that's
so cute, though. Look how cute she is.
yeah. And then from that get together, this was created here.
Yeah, look at that. There's Greg on the left and Glenn on the right.
So is that Greg at the bottom?
Yes, on the left. Yes.
And his lip is already broken, so he's already gotten himself in trouble.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. And then they grew up.
Yes, they grew up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you look like you're still happy.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And then you followed in Greg's footsteps here.
Well, actually, I have to tell you this story. You don't know this. When I took my scuba diving course, I was 5 months pregnant with Greg. So he made his first 80-foot dive in my belly.
No,
Wow.
dude, you're the one who's responsible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. And then what is this he's holding?
Okay, this, when we were married 50 years, I felt that I needed to help couples who wanted to stay married. So I wrote a book, and it's called Happy as Two Pigs in a Blanket, Lessons Learned from 50 Years of Marriage. And if you if you get that book, in the back, there are some family pictures. So you'll see Greg on a ski slope. All four of us were on a ski slope. So
nice. And this is one of the seminars you did?
Yeah, one of the conferences. Yes, we do 2 a year. And it's called Women Entrepreneurs. And, we celebrate. That's what we do. We celebrate entrepreneurship.
Okay. And it seems to me that you have this amazing attitude about life. Follow your heart, right? For life. Yeah. And you have these amazing passion that you just love. You just basically are just enamored by life. And I just really appreciate it. And this is actually from your website too. So you guys can go check out Mary Ellen. If you just type in, I just Googled Mary Ellen Hastings, Mary Ellen Smith Hastings, and I found out everything there is to know about you. So just Google her, and that's it. You guys you'll be in the know. Okay, listen, I'm going to run the board. You're in the pilot seat. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, before we begin the questioning, I just want to give you a little bit of background about Follow Your Heart for Life, because that really is a direction that that I'm going in. And the way that happened is I find that this is a time that we can grow personally right now. Some of us have a little more time. Some of us have less times if we're homeschooling. But anyhow, I have extra time. So I grabbed a new coach and I said, I want to add some new services to my business. And she said, okay, we have to zero in on a few things. And she said, Mary Ellen, you're not coming across as who you truly are. And I went, oh, I didn't know that. She said, yes, you have followed your heart for life. And that has led your whole life. And you've just had one wonderful experience after another. So you need to teach that to women. So that's my, that's what I'm called to do now. So I'm writing a book, and the book is called Follow Your Heart for Life. And it's business, it's sales and personal development and leadership, and for women of faith. So it's in the process. It's not quite ready yet, but that's my new direction. And I just wanted to ask you or just tell you how to do that. So it's real simple. Women have intuition. That's a God-given gift, and we need to recognize that, and we need to appreciate that. Well, really close to that, there's a place in your heart that speaks to you. It's like a whisper. It calls you. It's like a yearning. And I believe that is God calling you to a higher place. So whenever I heard that whisper, that yearning, I looked into it. Like I'm curious, very curious. And I would follow it, and I would always get to a better place. For instance, that's how I found my husband. I said to God, I'm going to tell you what I want. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. But I'm also going to tell you this, that if you want something different, that's okay. And I really meant that. So I told him the kind of husband I wanted and the shared values I wanted. And then 1 year later, I was engaged. And, the rest is history. And the next time it was having a family. The next time it was, the business opportunity that I worked out for a lifetime, different companies, but the same type of business. And the moving to the house of my dreams, all of it came the same way, by listening to this little voice and saying, okay, I know it's for real, let's follow it. So that's my little introduction to how what I'm doing now came about. If you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer as best I can.
Okay, well, you've been married 50 years. So what would you say is the secret
You said
to that?
you're married for more than 50 years. What are the, I guess, happiest moments? And then what are moments where you question that, because let's see, I'm at 10 years and there's always ups and downs. So I guess for you, how was your relationship?
Okay, so here's how it happened for me. We were married 7 years, and a friend of mine invited us to go to what's called a marriage encounter weekend. And I certainly didn't want to go. I mean, I knew we had the best marriage around. I mean, it looked like that. But the truth was, we had a lot to learn. So I tried to get out of going on that weekend, but they said, oh, no, we'll watch your kids and it's free. I'm like, okay, I'll go. So on that weekend, we learned communication skills. And what we learned helped us for the rest of it still helps us. And it's all about sharing your feelings. So we can share, how's the weather? How was your day? You can share all that stuff, but it's all surface. And if you never get down to what's in your heart and how you feel and share that, you really are losing out on growth. But before you do that, you have to learn that there are some rules. And I would suggest that you discuss this with your spouse or your significant other, that here are the rules. There is no judgment. Nobody's right or wrong. Feelings are not right or wrong. They're just who I am at this particular minute. And I'm going to make myself vulnerable to you. I'm going to give you a peek of who I really am. If you accept that and you just go, oh, okay, and you try to feel my feelings, you will get so close you won't believe it. You will be good. So, but if anybody jumps in with, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, or oh, you don't feel that way, this is the truth, or I know better, take it off the table. It doesn't work. So it's a safe place. You have to establish a safe place and then share your feelings. And not all feelings are going to be up. Some are down. But that's the way human nature is. And the first time I saw my husband cry, I thought, oh my God, what am I married to? Okay. But I'm married to a man with blood in his veins. And he is so sensitive to me. And because we went through a time where I tried to change him and found out that didn't work. And I came to the realization that my job in life and in marriage is to accept him just as he is. Once I, with God's help, began to accept him just as he is, he began to bloom like a flower.
Nice.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah. Hopefully I can make my husband bloom like a flower too.
You will, and you will bloom as well, because I say my husband loves me to wholeness. And I truly mean that, because when I didn't love myself and when I don't believe in myself, he'll say, hon, you got this. Like he believes in me. You got this.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with absolutely everything that you just said. Congrats to all of you that are still, there and everything. I'm kind of in divorce train, so round one didn't work out so well. But, I completely 110% agree with everything you just said. And I can see why Greg tries so hard. He's got a lot to live up to. You're absolutely amazing and totally impressive. I have to ask one thing though about that whole scenario.
Okay.
What was the laundry like dealing with Greg as an up and coming paintballer?
Well, you know what? He didn't get into paintball until he was in the Navy, so he wasn't home. I wasn't doing his laundry.
So he was in the Navy, so he was definitely doing his own laundry.
Yes. But back in the day, I was doing his soccer clothes, and man, they were dirty because he was on a traveling team, and he was really busy. He had just as much energy then as he has now, or maybe it's the reverse there.
How was he at soccer? Is he good at soccer, or is he better at paintball?
I think he's good at both.
He's an all-around baller. That's good.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So have you come out to play at all ever?
You know what? They won't let me play. I wanted to play.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't think the women were playing much when I asked, because he's been playing this a long time, and I said, "Well, I want to play." Nah, Mom, I don't think so. I think he was just being protective. Maybe back then they didn't have the protective gear. I don't know. But he didn't want me to get hurt. I think that's what it was.
I think it's something else. I think he didn't want you to shoot him.
That could be
it's probably better.
Believe me, I would shoot him.
Yeah,
my mom played once. My mom did play once. She
okay.
did. She played for it was Mother's Day.
Really?
And we played. She came down to Picasso's with me, and we played. It was funny. I didn't play against my mom because that just wouldn't be right and everything. But we played on the same side. But I remember my mom getting really pissed off because somebody shot her, and I remember she yelled at them for shooting her. Would you shoot your mom? And I remember she broke a nail, and she got all upset.
Oh my gosh. That is
she was funny. A good sport about it, though. She was, and she's always been real supportive of me doing it.
Yeah.
So that's
a great story to tell. That's a good one.
How about Greg? Did Greg have any? What's a good story about Greg growing up? What's a favorite?
Okay, so Greg and Glenn are 1 year apart, 13 months, and they would both get in trouble, but only one would get caught, and it was Glenn. Greg never got caught. So my mother would say the sneaky one, I'm sure, was just as much a part of it, but he never gets caught. Then later on in life, he was a private detective at one of his jobs. So what can I say? He's still sneaking around on the field.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Nice.
Old habits die hard.
Let me ask you a question. We have two field owners here, Mary. We've got Donna and Marie. And I was explaining before that actually, and I'm trying to get another one in Susie Bass. She's out of Texas. She's a field owner as well. It's kind of interesting thing. I don't know if a lot of people know that there are, these field owners, or basically, how do I say this? There might be a guy, but the woman is actually pulling the strings. I don't know what the situation is, but what I found is that the ones that are like owning these parks are usually in the leadership positions. They're the ones going on social media. They're the ones actually getting people to doing what women do, bonding people together and that kind of thing. So is it rare? And let me ask you, Marie and Donna, is it rare that there's like, field park owners, or did I just meet all of you guys?
No, go ahead, Donna. Go ahead. Oh, I'm muted. No, I'm not muted.
It is rare. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, no, it is rare. Whenever, like, if I go to an industry meeting and you're the same, Marie, you sit around these round tables to talk to people, and there's not too many that are female, and so you stand out right away because last year we had dealer days with Badlands Paintball, and we sit in this room, and there's probably 50 of us in that room, but 3 of them are women, and maybe only 1 or 2 of us are actually running the show, right? So now it was my husband that started the field, and I was supporting him, and he was the main guy. But my husband had a traumatic brain injury 12 years ago. So and I had pretty much weaned myself out of the business because we had 4 children, and I was also a teacher. So I had weaned myself out, and I was really only doing a little bit of the media left. And then the carpet got pulled out from underneath us with his injury, and I had to jump in and take over the business. So I had a lot of things to learn. I didn't go to school for business or any of that kind of stuff, but I knew that I was smart and I could do it. And I did trust in God to help me out, to get me through those times where I was learning. And I had a lot of support within the paintball world, actually. So even though I was a woman, I got a lot of support from people telling me that you can do this. And so I did. So yeah. What about you, Marie?
That is wonderful.
How about you, Marie?
I think faith is very important. I married into this. I was a government worker before this. Luckily, I was a senior business planner. And Dave and I, my husband, decided a few years back that I was going to try this full time. And so at that point, I did become the face of Commando Paintball. Just having a more, softer approach, human approach. And I related to the parents out there that are spending their hard-earned money, showing their children a good time. Paintball has a certain type of reputation, and that's what we've been trying to move away from over the past few years and make it more mainstream. Have succession planning for paintball, starting out with the little kids on the zombie bus, bazooka ball, low impact. If they don't go any farther than that, that's just fine. But it's just opening the world of paintball to a family-friendly situation. But and it's hard. It's I'm not gonna lie. And Donna knows this. We've talked about this. When you're working with your husband, sometimes it's so hard not to want to punch them in the throat. Like it's and he knows this. Yeah. Like it's being able to get past that and understand that it's not going to be perfect, but we're still kind of perfect together. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah.
I really think a female presence makes a big difference too. Like we've been able to round out our staff so that we have male and female referees and adventure guides. So it makes a big difference. We've had years where it's just been guys that are working for us. And then, you throw in a female worker or 2, and now we're much more rounded. And boy, it sure makes a difference to have it balanced that way.
Oh yeah. Like last year, our female attendance was crazy. It was like a lot of groups were 1-to-1 ratio, and it was so nice to see. Wow. I don't know why that's happening, but I'll take it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never seen a 1-to-1 ratio before. That is really good.
Yeah, that's impressive. I'm lucky if like I see like a handful, like, you know, where I play at and everything, and for events and stuff. I mean, you get you get guys that go out with, like, you know, they get their girlfriends to come play or their wives and stuff like that. And that's cool that they're, you know, willing to do it. You know what I mean? Even if they're just trying to do it to bond with their significant other. That's really, you know, that's cool because they're stepping out of their realm to do it. But like, you know, I don't really get the luxury of seeing like too many girls that actually show up just like on their own that day, you know, and so I only see a few out there and everything, you know, but I love it. And I did an event last year at Dark Ops, and I'm not a field owner. I'm a player, a long-time player, and I run, you know, 13th Legionnaires East Coast chapter. But I met these girls, and they never played paintball before. And they came out there with like their dad and their brothers and stuff like that, and they played for a big game event. And I gave them a prize at the thing just because they were two girls that never played before that actually came out for an event, which is a lot more people shooting at you. They played all day. They thanked me up and down. They said they would come and do it again. They said that I was so intense and they loved me leading, and that was cool. You know what I mean? Because now they feel like encouraged or inspired or just more comfortable at the very least. You know what I mean? To go and do it again. So I like that a lot. So the fact that you got 1-to-1 is really impressive.
Yeah, it's still male dominated, but if you watch our social media, last season I take pictures of a lot of the players while they're around, and that's mostly what I do is I interact with the players, answer their questions, show them where to go, and I do take a lot of photographs of the players. And I just noticed last year that there were so many more women, and it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have a daughter either, so Mary Ellen, I'm in the same boat with you. I actually have 3 boys.
Oh,
Boys.
Oh, they're adorable. Do they all
Thank
play
you.
paintball? Do you have them all paintball? Oh,
Yeah. Well, this is the wrestling photo.
Okay.
And I'll drop that too. I was a coach this year.
Oh,
Wrestling.
good for you.
So,
What a mom you are. That's awesome.
yeah. So my boys, my oldest son, he plays. He started at 7. He did low impact for his first time out. He did Splat Master, and you know, they're like a little Nerf pump gun. You know, it's a little shotgun, and it's a lot smaller. So he did that for his birthday, his first time out. And he was 7, and he's been playing ever since. He loves it. My middle son, he practices with Nerf. That's about as good as it gets for him right now because he's 6.
Yeah,
and then my youngest son, he will be 5 in August. So my younger 2 are the same apart, just like yours. I have 13 months. So I know what that's like. 2 in diapers. It's fun, you know, a lot of fun. Yeah. I wish they could sync up those diaper changes, you know what I mean? And just make it easy, you know?
Doesn't work that way. But you know, I have to tell you that the most satisfying thing in my whole life, and I'm getting up there in age, is motherhood. Just can't beat it. I wanted to talk to you ladies about values because it's real important. I met several, I think because of David, I met several paintball ladies maybe a year or so ago, and we talked about values. And just today, I got a text or a message from one of those ladies who said to me, "Thank you for teaching us about values." She said, because when I was having a hard time and I had to make a really tough decision, I said to myself, what would Mrs. Hastings do? You know? So I want to tell you how that works. You'll have to do it on your own. We don't have time to do it now. But what you do is you make a list of 10 things that are important to you, like really important to you. And then you make a separate list. But before you start the separate list, you read your first list. You pick out, if you could only have one of those things, what would it be? Only one. And you make that number 1 on the second list. And then you cross it off the first list. And now you have a list of 9. So if you could only have one of those 9 in your life, what would it be? And you make that number 2. And you cross it off the first list. Then you go back and you have a list of 8. If you could only have one of those, what would it be? You make that number 3 on your new list. And you do that. No shortcuts. You absolutely cannot make shortcuts because your whole life is on the line with this. And then when you're finished, you have your authentic self in that number 2 list. So what I suggest is that you cut the list or draw a line under number 6. And those things that are at 6 or higher, give a little love to each one of those areas. Like for me, it's I have a memorized. Mine is God, family, friends. Mine changes a little bit. Your values will always be the same, but they shift in priority. What I was getting at was the first time I did that, I learned it in business. And then I took it to our relationship. And I was pretty nervous to show Bob my list because he wasn't number 1. Motherhood was number 1. But he was pretty good because I said, Bob, how could you accept that? And he said, because I know that God made women like that. Because what would we not do for our children? I mean, like even at this age, I'm always praying and worrying about my kids. It just comes in, it's in my genes. I'll never stop caring about what they do. I don't see them as much, but they're still my children. So if you can give a little love to each of those top 6 values, like maybe if your children are on there, maybe one day you'll text them, one day you'll email them, the next day you'll FaceTime them, the next day, you'll pray for them. You do every one of those top 6 items. If your significant other or your spouse is on there, then you want to give them a little love. Whatever is on there. Now, it doesn't mean number 7, 8, 9, and 10 should leave your life. No, they are important and they should be a part of your life, but they're not the everyday, you've got to take care of these things. Make a copy of your list, especially your top 6. Put one on your desk, one on the door, so that you look at those until you get used to it. And in the future, when you're about to make decisions, should I take this on or should I not take this on? You look at your list and sometimes you'll say, yeah, fits right in. I'm doing this. And sometimes you'll say, oh no, look what I'd have to give up to do that. No, say no to that one. So it helps you to say no. And it also helps you to eliminate from your life the things that do not serve you any longer. So, you don't want to spend your time doing things that have been a habit forever when really they might not be healthy for you anymore. Maybe a negative friend that you really don't need to see very often because they just take you down. Well, you can eliminate a little bit of the time with them, make a little more time for your top 6. So sorry that was a little bit long-winded, but I really wanted to teach that to you. And if you take the time to do that, I think you're going to find it very valuable.
Nice. Mary Ellen, a couple things here. I want to introduce Rosa.
All right. Hey, Rosa.
Introduce yourself, please.
Well, I live in the middle of Kansas. My husband and I are founding members of the Woodland Desperados here in Hutchinson. And I just got into paintball last year. My husband took me out once and I was like making an Amazon order as soon as we got in the car. And I've been out like almost continually since, every chance that we get. And we've just really tried to do what we can to encourage people to keep coming back to play paintball, and definitely, Trouble, like you were saying, taking time out to really hype up women who are coming to play for the first time and getting them on your team and cheering them on for being vicious, because just because we're, soft and kind and empathetic doesn't mean we can't have that side to us as well. So that's been one of my favorite things, is just encouraging them to come back and shoot all their friends.
Nice. Listen,
thank you for doing that. It's great.
So on our show, Mary Ellen, we have a thing called pop-up sponsors. And that means that a sponsor is going to pop up, talk a little bit about their products or whatever, and then give something away. So hold on one second, because I think we have, let me just wait. Rosa, I'm going to put you in the queue for a second. Hold on one second. and we've got Alice. Alice, are you paying attention to us?
Hello. I was multitasking.
It's good to be good.
That might help.
Good. Hold on a second, Alice. Let me just pop you up here, and there we go. Let me just. It's not one. It doesn't want to pop. There we go. Here we go. Let me just pop you up. There we go. All right, Alice. Tell us who you are.
Hello, I'm Alice Riley. I am Michael Riley's wife from Top Notch Grizzly, also from Mutant Paintball 313. And so I'm here today as a sponsor for Top Notch Grizzly.
Well, what is Top Notch Grizzly?
So Top Notch Grizzly is a brand that my husband started. It's an all-natural brand, and it has body care products like body butters, healing balms, and then I also offer beard balms for significant others who like to keep their beards tamed.
Nice. Okay. Where do we find you guys?
You can find us at topnotchgrizzly.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Those are the places, and we're here to give away a free body butter today.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, cool. Ladies, anybody looking in the comments, anybody want to pick somebody out so we can give this away? Please make sure it's not the same last name as yours. But go ahead, you guys. Can you find somebody? Anybody? Just pick somebody in the comments and just.
I can't see the comments.
Okay, Ellen, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I don't see anything written in the chat, so I can pick. Let's see. How about Trouble?
Trouble. There you go. Okay, that's it. Trouble. Okay, Trouble. I need you to contact Top Notch Grizzly, and you're the winner.
All right.
Top Notch Grizzly. Thank you very much. Okay, let's bring in another person here. Witchy Poo. What's your name? Oh, Witchy. There you go. Witchy, tell us who you are.
I am Kara. My husband got me into paintball probably 10 years ago. We're in Michigan as well. Can you hear me?
Nice. I can hear you. We can hear you. Everything's fine. You're in Michigan, yeah?
My son plays as well. My husband used to play in Florida.
Fantastic. I need some Dramamine watching you. Hang on a second. Gonna have to hold still. Okay. That's good. The lighting's good. Your face, everything's good. That's the 100% right there. Just hold still. Okay. Listen, you guys. I want to touch on something, Mary Ellen. I've been playing since 2008, and when I started playing, I realized that charities are a big thing. Charity, like, bringing events together with a charity, something that we can give money back to, kind of thing. And I've been doing that since 2008. There's a lady here that had basically won my heart since 2008, and her name is Lynn. And let me just show you what she looks like when she's geared up here. There you go. There's Lynn, right? Lynn is with the Hitmen. And what she does every year is do a big game, a big charity event every December. And sometimes she does it for cancer. Sometimes she does it for premature babies that passed away, and she just does this amazing thing. This is like Garden of Innocent one that we did. There's Sunny Lopez. I think who else is in there? There's Lynn. And so what she does, dude, I look like a giant. What she does is she gets all the players together, and this is a really big event, and we always look forward to it every year. So tell us about that. Is it a woman's thing? I mean, I'm not a woman, but I understand that kind of thing about, like, charities are important to do that kind of thing. Marianne, what's your thoughts about all that kind of stuff?
Well, I think it's a wonderful thing, and to do it as a group. I mean, I personally, I tithe, and it could be a person who needs money. I take a percentage of my business and I give it to whether somebody needs money or if it's a group or maybe a group that feeds people. But to do it as a team, that's amazing. If you can do it with Lynn, I have to tell you, I didn't recognize you till I saw you in your gear, and I went, there she is.
No. Nice. Have you ladies, Marie, you actually give money to the Canadian soldiers, right?
That's right. The Military Families Fund. So we do a D-Day big game every year in early June, and a portion of the proceeds from the sales goes towards the Military Families Funds. I've kind of lost track of how much we've given them. We've been doing this about 9 years, soon to be 10, I hope. So it's just easy. Portion of the proceeds from the sales of the tickets. And typically every year, we on average about $2,500 just from the sale of the tickets. And then we do something else. Like this year, we're going to do like a 50-50 draw. And that basically goes to Still Drawn in support of PTSD research.
Nice, nice, very cool. So let me ask, listen, I'm not, how do I say this? I'm not as faith-based as you guys, and that's what's coming across here, which is fantastic. I love this because I think everybody needs something to keep them in, you know what I'm saying, in order. I didn't realize that I had, yes. I mean, I don't know about Lynn and Trouble, but I know that Donna is very, very big into the guy that sits on the cloud and something or looks down at us. I'm just, and so you know, I joke, but
no, we're pretty close. You're right. We're close.
okay, yeah. I talk to him every day. He never mentions you. Anyway, I'm just joking. Anyway, so tell me about that as far as your guys' lives. About, you know, is that like a really big thing? Like Mary's coming across and saying that that's basically her guidance in life. And Donna, yours is that? I mean, I don't want you to spill the beans, you guys, and, you know, make people think you look weak, but you're not weak.
Oh, no.
You're strong. So
Yeah,
come on,
no.
tell me. Let me know if this is like a big thing in your life.
My faith is number one, and all my decisions are based on that. And I do work on my relationship with Jesus Christ, and I do pray and I read my Bible, and yeah, no, I'm not ashamed to say that, and I don't think it makes me weak at all. I actually have a one up on people who don't, because I have God on my side, right? So, but it's been really big in our family, especially I mentioned earlier that Steve had an accident, so he did, his brain shook in his head, and he had diffuse axonal injury, which if I had listened to the doctor and the statistics said that 90% of people with that injury don't wake up from their coma. He was in a coma for 3 weeks. So he did wake up, and he should have been in the 10% that are supposed to live in a vegetative state. But Marie, you've met my husband, and you can attest that he is nowhere near in a vegetative state. But it functions very well in life. So I attribute all that to really God listening to my prayers, because I spent a lot of time begging him and asking him for a lot of specific things, and he specifically answered. So yeah, I can't deny that that God is a very big part of my life, and our business.
Nice, I like it. So, and also too, like, again, we've got women that basically taking control, like Lynn, like Trouble, Marie, Donna, everyone else here. You are, I don't think paintball made you do that. I think that you guys already had that in you. You know what I'm saying? You already had that drive, that kind of thing. And this paintball gives everybody. I always say that paintball attracts broken people. Like people, like there's like spousal abuse, drug abuse, there's PTSD. A lot of people come to our sport, and I think it heals a lot of people. I think it actually is a great thing for people to be able to do this. And then we get people like, you know, that come into our sport and say, yeah, I can do something. I can be a leader and stuff. And so that's why I really appreciate this when I run across ladies like you who are leaders in our sports and actually kind of say, listen, I got this. We can do this kind of thing. Lynn doesn't own a park, but everybody respects her so much when she says, we're going to do this event. People are like, where do I sign? What can I do to help you? So, Lynn, how did you get going with all this?
With the charity event, you mean?
Yeah, right. And just playing paintball and the charity and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I decided that there should be an event where it helps somebody. And so we would just end up choosing any local, well, somewhat local, because the cancer event was from Vegas. It's called It Ain't Chemo. And we decided that, you know what, we'll make an event that's affordable, where the prices would be affordable to everyone, and that everyone could bring their own paint. So you weren't forced to buy extra paint. But we also allowed vendors to come, mom and pop vendors, anyone who could donate retail value of $50 to the raffle. So basically everyone could afford to become a sponsor. And those sponsors were allowed to sell paint. So that made it even more, what is it? Better for the community and sponsors. And then when everyone got together, we all decided, you know what? Let's just pick a date. Let's get everyone together and we'll just play. And that's what happened. It started like, how many years has it been? I think I'm already on the 2020 will be the 9th year that the charity event will be held.
Wow, dude, congratulations. I like it. So Mary, about your seminars and your $1 million mindset and all this type of thing. Do you guys do, like you said, twice a year you do one of these things?
Yeah, we do. We didn't do one now because of what's going on, but we have one planned for the fall. Yeah.
Is there something we can do for the industry? Something about paintball? Something about, like, maybe we can put something together so you can, like, teach us all something?
I would love that, because that's one of the things that I offer is I am a keynote address. I give keynote addresses. So if you need somebody or to do a seminar or workshop, I would be honored. And it can be online, sometimes, that's easier to do. So I'd be happy to do whatever I could.
Nice. I actually wrote a scenario event, and I'm hoping that one day it'll be a charity game. I've never put on a game before. So if that happens, I'll drop you a line and you can come do a seminar.
All right.
Nice. So Mary, you've been married for a long time. You have a lot to give to people for basically your experience about what kept your marriage together and everything like this. It's fantastic. Let me ask you guys a question. I've noticed, okay, I'll put it to you this way. I've noticed from a guy's standpoint, a lot of women tend to say it's me or paintball. They're like, because the guy falls in love with paintball, and then like the woman just like, whatever. I guess it could be flip-flop too. But do you notice a lot of, I don't want to say divorces in our community, but are there a lot of situations, you guys think? Because paintball, listen, you guys, once you drink the Kool-Aid with paintball, people just go, this is what I'm looking for. And then all of a sudden your marriage goes in the back burner.
I would like to say a few words about that. I think anything can get between a couple, but my belief, and the reason I work with women is, my belief is that women are the change makers. And it's how we talk to our significant other or our spouse that makes all the difference in the world. Men absolutely, from the bottom of their souls, have to feel respected. That's just who they are. That's how God made them. So we have to talk to them respectfully. Women, on the other hand, need to be loved. And we have to teach our partner to love us in our own love language. There's a book that talks about love languages, the 5 love languages. And it's a good idea. You could get it online, or you could read about it online. You ask your spouse to pick out their love language, and you pick out yours, and then you share that with each other. Now, my love language is acts of service. So when my husband empties the dishwasher, oh my God, I feel so loved, because I hate to empty the dishwasher. Now, he doesn't like to empty the dishwasher either, but he knows that that's my love language. And when I see him empty the dishwasher, I feel loved. He knows that. So he's giving me my love language. Now, his love language is he likes to be touched. So not just in the bedroom, but he just generally likes to be touched. So if we're passing each other in the hallway, I will reach out and touch him. Or if I see a situation where he is his feathers are getting ruffled, if I reach out and touch him, he calms down. So I have learned his love language. So I think that's important. And I think sometimes, more than other times, men are triggered by things that are going on. Men are highly triggered about finances. They're highly triggered about jobs. They're highly triggered about security. And so women, when that happens, women have to understand, maybe pull out of them, how are you feeling? And take into account that they might be boiling over and some of it might come out and look like it's directed at the woman, and it's not. It's just they're trying to relieve. They have a valve that's got to come open, and the steam comes out. And sometimes you can feel like, oh, I just got, you know, I guess sprayed on. But no, you didn't. You just allowed his feelings to come out, and you need to go, mm-hmm. And how did that feel? And I think I understand. And at the same time, when you do that with them, they'll learn that when you have a time that where you're really triggered by something, they can listen, not try to change you. You know, nobody's trying to change anybody. Just listen and try to understand. That's what brings closeness, not who's right, who's wrong. There's no such thing as who's right, who's wrong. It's how do I feel, and can you just support me right now?
You know what? I'm going to hang up and just go talk to my wife right now. You guys can do
Okay.
That's fantastic.
No, Mary's totally right about understanding the husband and learning from them. I actually had the opposite when my ex-boyfriend, when he actually came up to me and said, it's me or paintball. And actually at that time I chose paintball and I told him bye. But so with my husband now, I actually didn't go with the me or paintball. He never brought that up. He may have felt that paintball was competitive with him, but then also we started learning about each other, understanding each other more, and learning different cues that help each other. So we didn't do the dishwasher thing, but there were other things that we did that helped each other. Like he liked it when I gave him a massage. So I give him a massage to help him calm down, especially when he's stressed out or he's just not feeling, good at all. And I'll give him a massage. And for him, and for me, he would cook. So that was my thing where, oh my gosh, he'd show, when he noticed that if I'm stressed out, he would all of a sudden out of the blue cook something. And that really made the difference for me because I cook every day. And once in a while when he cooks, that was like, wow.
That's awesome.
You guys are getting love from South Africa, love from Germany, love from Holland, Sweden, and Mexico. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Nice. Let me ask Donna here. Donna, again, we were talking about being faith-based. I don't know if you guys know what Donna did or what Donna is continuously doing about her work in the Dominican Republic. But basically, they've had such bad luck about earthquakes and floods and bad government. It's a whole big mess. But Donna came in with her family and her fellowship and everything, and they actually started building, what was it, schools and everything?
Well, we built a village that included a school and a medical center and a store and a community center and a church. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. What is this? All right, go ahead. Yeah. You need your own theme music? Is that what it is? Or okay, good. All right.
Yeah, well, it was just, we had basically stumbled across, we were staying at, we thought was a bed and breakfast. And it turns out the lady there had said, would you like to come and see what we're doing out and about? So we went with them at lunchtime and we ended up going and taking lunch to the people that were working in the dump there. And they weren't workers of the dump. They were looking for food and things that they could sell and such. And so from that point, we just recognized a really great need. Our eyes were opened. We were broken. How do you go home again and be normal when you experience that and saw such a great need? So we decided to talk to whoever would listen to us, really. So we would go to Kiwanis groups and churches and whoever we called up and said, can we come talk to you and show you our pictures? And so we did. So from that was back in 2002, when we stayed at what was the bed and breakfast. It wasn't really a bed and breakfast, but then in 2006, so we started the village in 2003. In 2006, a feeding program was started by a couple that came and saw the work that we had done there. So they started a feeding program. So we did our Feed the Needy charity event, which was supposed to be last Saturday, but because the world is such a crazy place right now, we weren't able to run that event, but we ran it online. So far, our donations are up over $800 now. That's a lot less than normal. We've been able to donate between $4,000 to $12,000 in the past, just in one day, which is amazing. But so we are still I'm still keeping that fundraiser open right now. You can go to our website and donate directly online. So I would love to raise $2,000 because it's only $14 Canadian, $10 US for a food bag to be put together. And we have some, I have a friend of mine that's on the ground there in the Dominican Republic. No flights are going in and out. So she's staying there and she's helping with distributing food to people. So I'm hoping you can raise a little bit more before this all lifts again, because they're going to need it. But yeah, it's been very
really
rewarding.
awesome.
And the paintball community has been so incredibly supportive with this event, and we've been able to raise a lot of money through it. So it's pretty cool that paintball can feed all these people.
It's wonderful.
You're absolutely right about people stepping in from the community. There was it was just the past couple days. There was I'm on all the paintball talk pages and the buy and sell trade, all that stuff and everything. And I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but another player friend of his donated him a gun so he could sell it to help raise money for his son's cancer treatments. And right now, I mean, as you can imagine, the way things are with work and everything like that, the man is like working 2 jobs to basically like keep food in the house and stuff, for the other kids and his family. And now he's trying to figure out the extra treatments that the insurance doesn't cover and everything. So his friend donated the gun and stuff and was vouching for it and everything. Don't you know that turned around and word got around and stuff that now people are just donating money and not even worrying about the gun?
Yeah.
So just so that way that this man doesn't have to we have enough to worry about right now. We really do. Like everyone does. And it's times like these that honestly, the truest of colors show in people, because everyone's back is up against the wall in some way, shape or form. Everyone's back is up against the wall. Whether it be homeschooling, your business is closing, you know what I mean? You're about to strangle your spouse because you've been locked in the house for a year, 6 months straight, it seems like. But everyone's stressed and scared and angry and whatever. And it's times like these that you see what people really have in them. And it projects, just you're raising money for this, a foreign country and helping these people somewhere else. And all these people came together and they're now raising money for this kid that no one knows, for just so he can get the treatments he needs, when everyone's hurting and everyone's struggling. But there's still people that are seeing the good in it and not thinking about it and just doing it. And I really admire that about a lot of people, how many people I have seen. There's a lot of ugly, yeah, but I've seen a lot of good coming out of this too, though.
Nice. I like it. Hey, Mary Ellen, let me ask you a question. I just want to jump back to the marriage thing because my wife's listening.
Okay.
No, when you married Buddy Holly back in the day, when you married him, that was a different time period. You know what I'm saying? The values were different. People were different. I mean, everything was kind of a different thing. That I've been married since 1987, 1988, right? Okay, cool. So I've been married a long time too. And the values were kind of different, but then all of a sudden social media kicks in and the internet and that kind of stuff. And then do you think that, it's harder for people to stay together now than it was when you were married to Buddy Holly?
I think that you have to live your values, and if being married is important, then you have to find a way to stay married. And I grew up in a household where the marriage was not good. I mean, it was a battle. And I made up my mind that I was either never getting married or I was going to have a good marriage. So before we got married, I brought it up. I said, these are the things that are important to me. Do you have a problem with them? And he said no. Had he said yes, we wouldn't have gotten married. I would not have gotten engaged. So the woman sets the pace. I have a lot of single women read my book, and what they tell me is, I will no longer settle. I will get what I want, or I won't get it. Now, as far as paintball getting in the way, well, it was a different time, but my husband was a scuba diver. That was his industry. He worked in it. He sold the equipment. He dove, twice a week or whatever. I mean, and I made up my mind. I knew all that. And my decision was stay home and be lonely or join him. So I joined him. I mean, I'm not into staying home and being lonely, but that was my choice. I accepted that about him because that's who my husband is.
Right.
It is who he is. And I said, I couldn't change him. You can't change people. The only person I can change is me. So I have spent, since we got married and before that, trying to work on me to become my full potential, my best self. And leave him alone. Let him grow at his own pace. And he has grown because I accept him as he is.
Nice. Ladies, what do you think?
I think that
I love her. I absolutely adore her. So I kind of want to hang out with her. I'd rather hang out with her than Greg, to tell you the truth right now. I think she's cool.
I love you guys. This is awesome. Greg called me yesterday and he said, I can't believe what you're doing. I had to call you. And I said, yeah, I'm excited. I said, you better pray for me. He said, oh, they're going to love you. I said, well, I know I'm going to love them.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so let me ask you this about a lot of times, and you're, I don't know if you're an expert at this, but you can kind of really give us some insight. A lot of times what happens is we basically are just a continuation of our family, of our past. If there's like spousal abuse or something, drunk, whatever, sometimes we carry that baggage with us to our relationships and that type of thing, broken homes, that type of thing. A lot of times it happens when you marry someone. Sometimes lust is the first thing, and then love, and then maybe, oh wait, we shouldn't really be together. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like, sometimes there's like, we don't really take the time to learn about each other. We just kind of like jump into something. And do you think that maybe again, back in your time, that people were a little bit more like, there was a little bit more of a courtship and learning about each other, not just like, hey, I've got an extra, place, come on, move inside with, I don't think people really moved in at your time.
No, they didn't. And I think today, for some reason, people don't learn until they do it wrong. Or I was afraid of doing it wrong. So I was cautious. Where today, everything gets done quickly. But usually second marriages are good ones. I mean, that's what I hear. So I think everybody, if you want to be happy, you got to, right. You got to learn it. You either learn it the hard way or you learn it, ahead of time. Like I believe in insurance. For me, it was like marriage insurance. So I like that. I don't think it's any different, except things happen faster today. But I will tell you that we, as women especially, we have choices to make. Our choices are, in my opinion, my choices are, I go where I am celebrated, not tolerated.
Ooh, are you guys writing this down?
Yeah.
This is amazing stuff. Dude, you need to make those Hallmark cards.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing quickly. I always say I would go through what I've been through 10,000 times to be where I am right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You go through it for a reason.
Nice. I like it.
And we all have things in our background. We all have genes that were passed down from broken people. So we all carry them,
Oh, these are new jeans. I just bought these. But
I can't get in my jeans. Oh my God.
We have fat genes because we had fat relatives, or we have, we can't drink much because we had alcoholic relatives or whatever. You have it in your blood and you have to go, hey, wait a minute. I can't do that because look what could happen to me. You have to be smart. You can't let that stuff be smarter than you.
Yeah, you grow through what you go through.
Nice. Another
culturally, it also
we like to rhyme here, you know.
You do, right? No, culturally,
we're all getting on the same cycle too. Hang on a second. I'm just joking. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Lynn. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lynn.
Like when I grew up, my mom's always taught me to, because she's taught all the girls in our family to be nurturing, caring, but the other thing is putting other people first. And then we had a habit of putting our significant others first and our boyfriends first. But then I think the thing is what makes women strong is because we realize that we need to take care of ourselves first and to see what makes us happy first before we can take care of someone else. Because you can't take care of someone else if you can't take care of yourself. So whether you find that your marriage needs work or this isn't working for you, it's because you are putting yourself first. And I think that's also a big thing for women too.
Yeah. I agree with that. Women are givers by nature, but I always say we have to give from a full cup. You have to give from your excess and not your substance. Once you start giving from your substance, you can't help anybody. You don't have anything to give. You can't give love if your basket is empty. So you get, I agree with that. You fill yourself up. Whatever nurtures you, whether being out on the beach nurtures you or playing paintball nurtures you or getting on a ski slope, whatever it is, get nurtured. Be your full self and then attack the world. Give away your love. Hey, the world is waiting for that love. So if you're not full, how are you giving it? You're not. So take care of you first. Right on, Lynn.
Lynn, let me ask you a question. Okay, so culturally speaking here, I'm Jewish. I wanted to marry someone who was Jewish. You know, that's just how we're raised, kind of thing, right? Shalom. And so, but in doing so, sometimes you might not marry the person that you should have been married to. You married for a ideology and something else. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Actually, my parents wanted me to marry Vietnamese. All Vietnamese parents want their kid to marry another Vietnamese person. And well, that's what I get from my parents. I'm not, maybe some other Vietnamese parents don't think like that. But, and the thing is, every Vietnamese guy that I dated had the traditional thoughts like, oh, okay, you're going to be the traditional Vietnamese woman, which is, dutiful, cooking, cleaning, but smart. So you're going to get an education, but you're not really going to work because you're going to stay full time at home. So I didn't go for that. I did not like that at all. So I married non-Vietnamese, and my parents were kind of against it at first, but afterwards they accepted it. But yeah, my other sister did marry Vietnamese, so.
Interesting. That's cool.
Is she the favorite now?
No, she's not the favorite.
Nice.
But I'm not the favorite either.
Nice.
Hey, I just heard recently that 50% of the people that you meet will not like you and 50% will like you, and it's okay. So there was a time when I couldn't take it, even if I thought 2 people hated me. But now I'm like, you're not my tribe. Go ahead. I'll find my tribe.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Marie,
my dad kind of had his fingers crossed for a Jew too. But like my parents' bottom line, my parents are still together. My parents' bottom line the whole time was like, to be treated right. Like that was like their whole thing, they make you happy or how they treat you and stuff. Like that's always been like their core. They were never really fans of like what I brought home, but the marriage and stuff like that and everything like that, my parents were like really good about it overall and everything. And, it happens the way it's supposed to go down, ultimately and everything. It's all with purpose. So, it led me to where I am and everything. So, and I'm happy where I'm at. So, that was the way it went down for a reason. Like you said, second marriages, hey, you know what I mean? Fingers crossed for that then, so.
Nice.
Not losing out hope, and I don't give up on the battlefield, and I don't intend on giving up on that either. So, that's just who I am now. I'm stubborn like that.
Nice. Listen, you guys, I've been to Dave and Marie's place several times, and you see this the dynamic that they have of Marie is the host. Maria walks around with no shoes on, like she's a hillbilly. Marie, like you should be in the kitchen with those feet. Anyway, what happens is Marie walks around. She's the host. Dave does all the things that they do, and they've managed to keep this amazing thing together. And then during like before the games, or they'll invite us into their house. They have a big swimming pool. We all hang out, and there's just this happiness. How do I know that? Because when we do these other videos, they're drinking together. They're pushing each other out of the way. They're having this they're just like these two buddies. They're just having an amazing time. How did you guys? I mean, were you guys this second marriages for both of you guys? How did this happen that you guys just, bam, you got this?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was the confirmed bachelorette. This is my second marriage. I don't need to go into the first one. You could probably guess. But I do have two beautiful children from that first marriage, and so for that I'm grateful. Now they're not children anymore. I'm a grandmother, but they're still always my kids, always keeping in touch and stuff. But it's just, I've been single about 3 years. I was done with men, blah, 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 whatever. And then along comes Dave. And, my first impression of Dave, I think everybody knows this, was on our wedding invitations. What a yahoo. Like, he's driving this big monster truck. He's got these really awful sunglasses, and he's got this. And I just thought to myself, wow, what a yahoo. Like, it just, I came to play paintball with my kids, and that's how we met. So I'm not really certain what clicked, but again, it was just fate, and big tolerance on my part, because it's not quite what I expected. Don't worry, he knows all this. It was on our wedding invitations, Nice. We met through originally through Facebook. So it does work. It's not perfect by any means, just like any other marriage. It takes work. We've had to work through quite a few things because I was living, I was working a full-time job for the government, which is a completely different thing, and he's always worked for himself. So we had to kind of marry those two situations as well. And then when I started working full-time for the business, so thankfully we're not together all the time. He goes and does his work outside. So he calls me the brains of the operation, and he's the maintenance man. That's how that works.
I like it. It's good. Susie won't give up. I sent Susie the link. Susie Bass.
You can drop me if you need to put Susie in.
Listen, no. It's not the giving up like that. She does everything except I'm sending her the link to get into the show. She's in the comments, but she's not going into the show. And then she keeps on trying to call me, and I can't talk to you, Susie, during the show. Click on the link I gave you. I mean, if you have an Etch-a-Sketch, maybe you got to shake it up or something. But you got to click on the link, and then we can trying to get you into the show, Susie. But you got to find somebody around you, like, to help you, or maybe
please help me.
Maybe you want to help her out or something like that. So I apologize for the interruption. All right, cool. So Mary Ellen, listen. You're amazing. Is there any other thing you can tell us? I'm writing these things down. It's just like this.
Okay. I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question, Mary?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this will probably apply to Marie as well. So Marie and I are both in this kind of situation where the next 10 years are going to change a lot for us because, we may not be working in this same job, and my kids will most likely be out of the house. Our youngest is 15 right now. So, and I sometimes think about the future, and I probably won't be running the field, and I'm not going to have I'm going to have a big empty house, and my kids are going to be off doing their exciting things without me. So I'm wondering, how do I prepare myself for this next stage in my life?
Well, I think that when it happens, you're going to have an empty feeling, and there's no way you can prevent that. It's just a part of it. It's just, you'll walk past the empty bedrooms and you'll think, oh my gosh, how did this happen? But it's just part of life. And eventually you'll say, well, how am I going to afford to retire? Oh, I'll sell the big house. There's all other things will start to come before you that you really hadn't thought. You don't have to think about that now. But when the time comes, your thoughts will be a little bit different.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
What did you call red as a kid? Because I know it wasn't red. This I'm writing down.
I don't know. I thought I called him Gregory.
Ooh, Gregory's nice.
Gregory?
Uh-huh.
That was, what's his middle name? Because I'll call him by his full name just like his mother did.
Gregory William.
Gregory William.
And I called him Gregory.
Nice.
That's a meme happening.
Nice, nice. So listen, Mary Ellen, I don't know if you know my relationship with your son. I mean, like in paintball, I don't know where your brain. Don't go anyplace else. But the relationship with your son is just amazing. He has a very strong drive, an ego. He's got all this kind of stuff. But he knows, and I think he got it from you. He knows how to let other people shine. Do you know what I'm saying? When okay, so there was a picture, a very famous. I was at Commando D-Day the first year. And I was doing I was giving out a check for all this money that we had raised. And he didn't want to come up on the stage. He wanted to give me my moment to actually give out this thing. And then we've had connections like throughout my paintball career thing. So he PM'd me one time. He goes, "I want you to be in my video game. And you know, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be B. It's gonna be Alabaster, Pev, Wolf." And I said, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah, I love what you do." And so he's been kind of like an angel on my shoulder through this whole celebrity thing that I'm doing, whatever else. But I'm just saying that he's just been a special guy. And so you did an amazing job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I was just thinking of somebody named Zig Ziglar. He's a motivational speaker. He's not alive. Zig Ziglar. And he said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you will get what you want. And I think that's, that's how we live. And he lives, and I try to live that way. I do have one more thing I want to talk about, and that is women's intuition. And I want to make sure that the ladies have total respect for your intuition, because I do believe that it's a gift, and men don't get it. They don't have man's intuition. And so this is how I use it. I use it for myself, of course, but I put it at my husband's disposal. I think he has to make his own decisions, but I do value my intuition, and he at this point values it. If he's about to make a decision, I will give him my input. This is what I think, and this is what I feel, but I present it to him. I don't tell him this is what you ought to do. And he often lets that be a part of his decision. So I don't want you to underestimate that gift that you have, your intuition. It's not hokey. It's a gift. It's something that you have, and I want you to recognize it and respect it.
All right.
I like it. It's fantastic. Let me bring in Trouble. Let me put you in backstage for a second. I'm gonna bring in Nina, and she's got a. Hang on a second. Let me just do this. So, Trouble, 1 second. Don't run away, Trouble. Don't run away, Trouble. Okay, Nia, you've got a new. Oh wait. Oh, thank you very much.
It's Nia. You always call me Nina.
I love to tell. That's what I've always called you. Anyway. Oh, looks like I'm stuck. There we go. I'm unstuck. Okay. Anyway, listen. You're, I guess, the newlywed. No, you've been I've known you for like 5 years, 4 years, something like. How long have I known you?
It was 2015.
2015, right?
Because it was the tombstone where my other half got shot in the kahunas.
Yes,
and we were sitting underneath the pavilions, and he had some beer shoved in his pants, and you come over to us and you're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And that's how we met and became good friends with you.
Nice. You're always making me sound like a nice person. I wish people would stop this. I want to dispel that rumor. Yes. Anyway, so listen, you've got a new, well, not new, but you call him he's like, well, you say he's my uncle, but he's what, 4 years old now? How old is he?
Almost 4.
Almost 4. Okay, cool. So, and you're like a stay-at-home mom?
Yes.
and you've got all these adventures that you do as far as making money and stuff, right?
Yes.
You cook and stuff like that. So it's great. I just want to thank you again for doing all the stuff that you do. You're amazing. You're an amazing person.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
I appreciate it.
Do you got any questions for Mary?
Not that I can think of.
No worries.
Other than I've been sitting in the backstage laughing and enjoying the photos of her family and Greg Hastings, like
Nice.
as a kid.
Nice.
Haven't met him personally. If I did, I can't remember. But you are such a sweet lady, Mary, and I appreciate all the advice and all the comments you have made, and it does put in a better perspective of relationships and marriages, because not always everyone has that happy fairy tale marriage, and there are ups and downs, but you have made it to where there are good, I can't even think of it now, but I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm gonna just stop there because I can't even think of what to add to it. But
how about this?
I appreciate it and thank you.
You're welcome.
Follow what she says. You understand it. You can relate it, and you can probably apply it to your life.
Yes.
That's
Thank
what you're
you.
trying to say. There you go. Exactly. I can read minds. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna put Trouble back in, and you guys, Nia, I'm gonna let you go and bring Trouble back in here. So I was trying to bring. Where did she go? There's Trouble. I was trying to bring. It says the studio limit is 6 people. What about? Oh, Nia, hold on one second, my friend. Let me just. There we go. Let me just do that and that. I'm just okay. So anyway, listen, Nia, thank you very much for joining us. Donna just disappeared. Maybe she went to the Dominican Republic. I don't know. Anyway, she's gone. Anyway, so listen, you guys. I want to again. Oh, there she goes. I want to again thank you, Mary Ellen, for taking the time to hang out with us. Is there anything that we're missing? Any bases that we didn't cover? Do you want me to bring up a picture of your husband again? What do you want me to do?
No, I think we did it all.
Okay.
Follow your heart, ladies. Just follow your heart. Listen for that little voice inside and let it pull you forward. That's where the goodness is.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies, is there anything you want to say before we bid Mary adieu?
Just thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey,
Thank
you guys, keep in touch. Facebook, I have, just regular Mary Ellen Smith Hastings is my regular page, my profile, and my coaching page, Mary Ellen Hastings Coaching. If anybody's on LinkedIn, please connect on LinkedIn. I wish I was better at Instagram, but I'm not a very good learner with Instagram, but I'm going to have to get better.
Nice.
If you ever want to play, I'll play with you. Your son won't, but I will. You can be on my team.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys, again, you can Google Mary Ellen Smith Hastings, and I'm sure you're going to find everything there is to know about her. I want to thank you all very much again for coming on the show and making it something special. It's kind of our motto here on the show to not talk about what's going on. I mean, not like this, but I'm talking about what's going on. We all know
Exactly.
and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring some happiness and joy and positivity and cooking shows and whatever we can do, we're trying to do. And you guys added to this. So thank you very, very much again for what you guys did. It's something. We've got a couple coming up. We've got a couple shows. We got a kids show coming up. It's going to be kids only. We've got an international beer show. And one just popped up. This lady that's not actually in our community asked if I would do a, this is Autism Awareness Month. April is. So we're going to be doing an autism awareness show in about 2 or 3 days. So if you guys know anybody that is in that situation, whatever else, and you want them to come on the show or talk about it, whatever else, I'm in. Just let me know. Okay, cool. So that is it. We're going to bid everybody adieu, goodbye, shalom, leitraot, sayonara. Watch this one. Watch. Toiten la, David. That's my name is David in Vietnamese. Anyway, so listen, we're ladies, don't go away, don't hang up. I'm gonna just hang out with you for 1 second, okay? So just don't go away. Let me play my goodbye here.